Hello everyone, welcome back. Tom with Capo Fetish. You know, if I had to pick my favorite Beatles period, it would definitely be the 65 through 67 period, and especially the psychedelic tunes. I love the Beatles psychedelic period. I think those songs are just monumental, timeless, and life-changing. So I decided to put together a list of 10 of my favorite Beatles psychedelic tracks. I'm going to start it off with number 10, a song from Yellow Submarine. And that's George Harrison's It's Only a Northern Song, a song written during the Sgt. Pepper sessions and recorded as well during that period, relegated to the Yellow Submarine soundtrack because it wasn't deemed important enough for the Sgt. Pepper album, but, you know, would have fit well on Sgt. Pepper. But, you know, I guess this is during the period where, you know, George's songs are just overlooked, even though he was cranking out great songs from 65 onward. But this is a very underrated song, in my opinion. A song that, it's amazing. It's rated really low on the Spotify list of all the Beatles songs, but I think it's one of their great psychedelic tracks. Even though, you know, they didn't like the track, it seems like everybody put their all into it. There's a lot going on, a lot of different instrumentation and wacky, you know, voices going on, and just really hard to explain, but it's just every time you hear it, you always hear something new in it. And it just takes you somewhere, and it is full-on psychedelic, mind-blowing stuff. So this is coming in at number 10 for me, Only a Northern Song off the Yellow Submarine soundtrack. Coming in at number 9 is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, third track on side 1 off Sgt. Pepper. I love what they did to Lennon's voice. You know, during this period, his voice was always tweaked, sounding off-kilter. I love the opening little riff there, or not riff, but like, you know, keyboard part, always just amazing. The chorus, the vocals, the production is great. I read somewhere that Lennon hated the production on Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and I can't see it being any better. It's absolute perfection. I mean, all their songs, you know, from about 65 onwards were perfection, produced, you know, just amazingly well. But I just love the song still. And I rate it at number 9 for my taste. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds off Sgt. Pepper. Coming in at number 8 is I Am The Walrus, another landmark Beatles psychedelic tune written by Lennon. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of their last psychedelic tunes before they started going back to the basics. But this is the single version, flip side of Hello Goodbye. I think it should have been the other way around. I think I Am the Walrus should have been the A-side, but anyway, I think it is just another transcending kind of song. I love the ending where they turn in on the radio and it's some kind of Shakespearean play playing. There's all this dialogue going on, and I've always loved Lennon's gritty vocals on here, and I love Ringo's drum sound on here too. Just the snare sound, it's just really crisp sounding. So another amazing song from the psychedelic period. I Am the Walrus coming in at number 8, also featured on Magical Mystery Tour. Last song on side 1. Coming in at number 7 is, of course, one of the great closers of all time, Day in the Life. This is a single that came out, I believe, in the late 70s, a reissue of A Day in the Life with the Sgt. Pepper, with a little help from my friends. But Day in the Life, what can you say? I mean, it's a landmark song, not just for the Beatles, but in popular music. Probably one of the greatest endings to an album ever in the history of music. An eerie vocal, one of Lennon's best vocals. Of course, building into the crescendo, the crazy orchestration. Recently, I saw this really cool video on YouTube. I think it was the first time it's ever been released. All like 25 minutes of the Day in the Life sessions in silent film, and there's no audio, but it shows them walking around with the camera. I think in the actual version, the video version of Day in the Life, they show a good portion of it, but there's a full version of it on YouTube right now, and it has like really cool footage of like Marianne Faithfull walking around, and the orchestration, the orchestral players with their weird face masks and get-ups, and there's Keith Richards and Mike Nesmith. So check that out if you've seen it. But this is coming in at number 7, A Day in the Life, Sgt. Pepper. Coming in at number 6 is I'm Only Sleeping from Revolver. Just a really druggy, slow-sounding vocal from Lennon. I love how everything is just kind of like, it sounds like you're sleeping. It sounds like you're ready to doze off. I love the chorus and those oohs, I think all done by Harrison, Lennon, and McCartney. And then the ending with the backward guitar from Harrison that Harrison actually put together and made perfect for this song. So I love I'm Only Sleeping. Coming in at number 6 from Revolver. Coming in at number 5 from the same sessions is Rain. This is the single version, the B-side to Paperback Writer. I think this probably was the first released psychedelic song by the Beatles. Story has it that Lennon brought home the tape one night, put it on backwards, being totally stoned out of his mind, listened to it, loved the sound of it, and then included it at the very tail end of the song, at the outro. But a song that Ringo loves his drumming on the most of all the Beatles songs. Just has a great groove. Originally played at fast speed, as featured on the Revolver Super Deluxe sessions. Slowed down to give it that kind of swirly effect. Just an amazing song. Great chorus, as always. Great vocal from Lennon. Verses, all of it, just amazing. Rain, coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated Beatles songs of all time. It's All Too Much from the Yellow Submarine soundtrack, written by George Harrison. The way it starts off with that feedback, and I still don't know who does it. Is it Harrison, Lennon, or McCartney on that feedback intro? I don't know. Let me know if you know. Also, the way it kicks in and that drum pattern that Ringo's playing, it's like rave music played, 30 years, before it became popular. And it's just an amazing track. There's always something new to discover. This is probably not only one of my favorite psychedelic Beatles tracks, but one of my absolute favorite Beatles songs of all time. And it just never gets any credit. And it's so revolutionary sounding, and it's so phenomenal. But I always love It's All Too Much, featured in the Yellow Submarine soundtrack towards the end of the film. Coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is one of my absolute favorite Beatles songs. If I had to pick my top 3 Beatles songs, this would be in it. But it's coming in at number 3 on my favorite psychedelic Beatles songs. One of the first acid rock songs. She Said, She Said. Love the melody. Love George Harrison's guitar sound. I think he's playing a Gibson SG, but I don't know if he's playing to a high watt, but it's one of my favorite guitar sounds of all time. I love the sound on She Said, She Said. And contrary to popular belief, I guess McCartney is playing bass, at least on the version on the Super Deluxe version. It is said that Harrison played bass. Maybe he overdubbed the bass. I don't know. Still don't know. It's a mystery. But Harrison contributes a lot to this song with his guitar sound, his backup vocals. Lennon, of course, delivers a great lyric, great lead vocal, and all the twists and turns of melody and changes, drum beat changes, just makes it one of the most intoxicating, infectious Beatles songs for me of all time. She Said, number 3 on my favorite Beatles psychedelic tracks. Good stuff. Number 2 is a song I could listen to the day I die. I never get tired of it. Strawberry Fields Forever. This is a 2017 re-release, 45. I think it's the 2017 remix. Such an amazing song. Always hear something new when it's playing. It has this magical quality that is timeless. The melody, everything about it. I think even Lennon said at one point that he hated the mix of this song. I don't know what he was talking about. I don't think they could have done any better. It's truly just a piece of magic that will last forever. Strawberry Fields Forever, coming in at number 2 on my favorite Beatles psychedelic tracks. And number 1 for me will always be Tomorrow Never Knows. To me, the greatest song that has ever ended an album for me personally. I remember hearing this at an early age and just being blown away by that song with all the different sounds. I love the hypnotic drum beat by Ringo. I love the seagull sounds. I love the vocal of Lennon going through the Leslie speaker. Just an absolute masterpiece of a song. And that is coming in at number 1 on my favorite Beatles psychedelic tracks. And that is it, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Thanks for subscribing. Take care. Bye-bye.